Hello friends, thanks for joining me this fine Thursday afternoon. In this webinar, I'm going to talk about our courses. We're running a sale over the next week, 40% off. So I'll go over what each course entails a bit and going to then talk about the three pillars of trading and technical analysis, which are some of the main fundamental concepts that these courses go over, and then also have a free PDF that I will send you a link for that goes over those three pillars a bit more in depth, and then I'll take any questions that you have with regard to the courses. So normally we do this sale in December, and we do it once a year, but last year things got a bit hectic, so we are doing it now. So you'll see on our website here, TheChartGuys.com, this drop-down banner has the details of the course, 40% off, and Study40 is that code. If you already have an account through previous courses or you're a member or a prior member, make sure you're signed in when you check out with that code. Otherwise, it'll ask you to make a new account. So that will skip that step. But looking at the course page, we already have deals on bundles if you buy two courses at once. So we decided to do a double discount where, again, I think these are the cheapest the courses have ever been. So let's now break down what each course entails. There are three major ones, and we've also got, of course, the free intro to technical analysis course. So if you're brand new to trading, if you are just starting out, I would suggest that video or that course first, and free is obviously nice and free. So that is the starting point, intro to technical analysis. If you've already got some experience, then there's really no wrong course to start with first. They're not chronological because they cover different things. They build off of each other. So the first one we'll go over is the Essential Candlestick course. And this is the way that our courses are laid out. And I actually need to click it as if I am a new person. So they're laid out. Of course, we did a survey a while ago and asked, would you prefer longer sections of 10 to 15 minutes or shorter sections of 2 to 5 minutes in your courses? And it was, a 60-40 split of what people wanted. So we have a split of some sections being nice and small and easily digestible, but some of the larger concepts have longer videos describing things. So the course here of the candlestick patterns. So candlestick patterns are essential in terms of understanding the psychology of what's going on. We know that if I'm zoomed out on the daily time frame and I'm seeing a doji candle or I'm seeing a shooting star candle, then that can give me information at a glance. I can recognize through this course what a bullish or what a bearish candlestick is, or what a pattern is, a few candlesticks in a row, like a bullish 3 black crows candlestick pattern. If you don't know what that is, then this will help let you know what that is. There's a lot of patterns, and you don't need to memorize every single pattern. The most important takeaway from this course is understanding the psychology. So again, on the daily time frame, I can look at a doji and know that it's indecision, and then I can zoom into the hourly time frame, and that's when utilizing skills of recognizing trends with price levels can give me more detailed information. So if you're a scalp trader and if you're on the 1 and 2 minute time frame, you can't really zoom in any further. So knowing what the candlestick shapes themselves are showing you is essential. Chart Guys Jason does the majority of this course, but I'm in there as well. I do this section on the art of observation, and I talk about the summary at the end. But again, it's just a whole bunch of single candle patterns and 2 candle patterns and 3 candle patterns, both bullish and bearish, to, again, help us be able to identify strength or weakness at a glance. And just an example of this is 2 days ago in the broader market video, I was talking about MARA and how I was looking to short MARA, and this was a daily doji candle, and it's an indecision candle. And when you have an indecision candle at the top of an uptrend or the bottom of a downtrend, it means watch for a reversal. What is the psychology behind that? Well, if you've got bulls in complete control day after day, and then you finally have some indecision, you're not really sure about things, that's the first signal that things may be shifting into a pivot. So I would suggest if you're going through this course, taking notes. Number one, I always learn more when I'm taking notes and transferring that information from my brain down onto a pen and paper. So that always helped me in school, college, high school, whatever, to really help. I had a great memory memorizing things, and it was always through writing things down. So I suggest taking notes, but then also back testing. Any chart that you trade often or that you're interested in, Bitcoin, S&P 500, whatever it is, you can look back and say, okay, how did we bottom that time when we were extremely weak? What was the candlestick pattern at the bottom? You can also go through the course and look for things like, let's identify what a homing pigeon pattern is, a bullish 2-candle pattern. And then, again, go back on the chart and identify where is every spot that I can identify a bullish homing pigeon pattern and see how it played out. What was the probability of the win rate of that signal following through? So obviously with everything with trading and technical analysis, it's not just one thing that we focus on. I couldn't look at that doji on MARA and say, we're going to drop tomorrow. But I could look at it and say, the probabilities are more likely than not that we're going to see some pullback tomorrow. And then, of course, it's utilizing the other concepts that are key, like price trends, and saying, all right, well, once we confirm the hourly downtrend, then that bearish reversal doji on the daily candle is then confirmed. So all of these courses are at least 6 hours. Some of them are longer at this point because we do add on to some of them. So that is the Candlestick course. Next one to go over is the crypto course. And in the crypto course, obviously, you need to be interested in crypto. This is one that requires a lot of updating because so many things are rapidly changing in this space. I had a slide talking about the popular exchanges. And of course, FTX was on there as one of the more popular exchanges, but have to wipe that out as things are changing in this space. This one, the crypto course, is all me, I believe, in every section. And it's a lot about psychology as well. Because as I was learning to trade crypto, and as I now am 5-6 years into it, I was understanding the significance of the 24-hour market and the impact that has on us psychologically. So I go over a lot of things in this course. I talk about, the order book and how I used the order book during my trading to get little clues of information. But psychology is a major aspect here in terms of, stop losses and lifestyle, physical and emotional well-being. We obviously have to keep ourselves in check in a 24-hour market. And so for me, the psychology when trading crypto is so much more important than stocks, because stocks, you have a starting, set point, and end point on the day, and you're forced to adhere to that. And you don't have that in crypto, so that requires a lot more self-discipline. And so we have to have, control of our psychological well-being with that self-discipline to prevent from establishing unhealthy habits with our trading. And it's okay to do unhealthy habits for short periods of time. In 2017, I was very unhealthy with how much time I was spending on the computer trading, but I knew it was a limited time opportunity. And so I was smashing it with everything that I had in that moment. But essentially this course is going through, things we learn in the bull markets as well as things that we learn in the bear markets. And you can see here, still talking about GDAX, but I take the lessons that were learned back in 2017, 18, 19, and we can still apply those today. There's certainly still bots on all these different trading platforms, but some of the updates that I've done, stocks versus crypto, again, wanting every trader to be branched out into as many markets as possible. Once you reach, year 2, 3, 4, and you start to get comfortable with trading and technical analysis, we want to have, every market at our fingertips. And so that's an important thing, in my opinion, stocks versus crypto, being familiar with both, essentially, and going from one to the other. Hustle, different mindsets we want to be in to ensure our success. But some of the recent updates that I've done, I was looking back on them just yesterday, and I didn't realize it, but the last 2 updates were right before notable bull moves. So fall 2020 update, I was talking about, what's the path that is going to be moving forward here for the bulls. And one of the key things that I was talking about was a monthly bull flag right before the break back to all-time highs. So it's nice to have a little snapshot in time to go back and say, okay, what were we looking at back in 2020, before the bull run took place to new all-time highs? What was standing out in terms of the setup for that? I also covered, just get out there for a second, started to realize the importance of utilizing these BTC pairings, which you obviously, if you're watching the crypto videos, you hear me talking about all the time at this point. But to help us focus in, number one, finding clues of weakness and strength, but number two, which coins should I be focusing on? There's hundreds of coins, thousands of coins, obviously, but there's even, dozens and dozens of popular coins. That's too many. I need to narrow it down. And so utilizing the BTC versus alts is definitely critical. And the shift in correlation, recognizing the shifts. And the most recent update that I did just a couple months ago or a month ago was talking about finding longer term bottoms. I talked in depth about the importance of the weekly trend. We just saw Bitcoin confirm the weekly uptrend and the solid follow through that we've seen from that. And the most recent update talking about crypto compared to cannabis, because I've talked about this many times, but they are very similar high risk, high reward scenarios. Cannabis was putting in a bit of a bottoming formation, and crypto was trying to do the same thing. And now, in hindsight, a month later, it played out. But again, just going back and looking at how that bottom formed and what we have to see from here for that bottom to gain confidence. So that is the crypto course, still certainly relevant. And my favorite course is my baby, as far as the first course I ever made, but now I've updated it. So it was the entries and exits course. I made this course maybe in 2016 or probably 2016. And that was 6 years into my trading journey. And I was proud of it. It's a good course. It's everything that I know. It's organized in a nice and concise way. But time moved on, and I needed to update a lot of things, because it was then 5 years later, and this past year, 2022, 4 months ago, I redid this entire course. And the reason I redid it is because, I was no longer proud of this course. I was looking at it and saying, I am so much better a trader than when I made this course. And I know so much more about the ins and outs and the intricacies of trading and technical analysis that I have to redo this course, because it's not as good as it could be. And so a lot of the concepts are still the same, but I explain them differently. I go into more detail. And this is where, in my opinion, this is the backbone of using technical analysis. This would be, if you ask me what's the most important course, this would be the choice. And going in depth to a lot of the key, as I mentioned, the three pillars. The pillars of technical analysis, the three most important concepts for me, in order of how important they are: identifying trends with price levels. This I did not, until crypto 2017, I did not really focus, ditch all the indicators, not all of them, but ditch 90% of the indicators I was using, and price level being king for everything. And a lot of you know Eric Crown, is it Count or Crown? Eric Crown, crypto channel. And one of the compliments that he gave me was that through me, he helped, that was one of the main takeaways of how he then shifted his trading style significantly to price levels as well. So identifying price levels with trends. Then once you have that concept down, you move towards the interaction of all these different time frames and how they relate to each other. What does a 5-minute trend change mean for the hourly chart? What does the hourly trend change mean for the daily chart? And we've got some nice infographics that help with that. I put it in the free PDF that I'm going to link to you in just a moment here. So that's the second most important pillar. And then come the indicators. A lot of people new to trading, it's, what indicators should I be using? Wanting, the secret indicator that gives the signals. And in my opinion, the indicators and the patterns are the third most important. They're definitely very important, but they come last. They're the icing on the cake. And the cake, the meat and the potatoes, is the price levels and the different time frames and how they relate to each other. So we then, once we can identify trends and know how the time frames interact, we then apply the indicators. And again, this is, if I'm looking for an hourly lower high, I'm watching for the 5-minute uptrend to be lost. And so to watch the 5-minute uptrend being lost, I'm watching maybe the 5-minute RSI to get overbought if I'm using an indicator. If I'm using a pattern, maybe I'm looking for a 5-minute head and shoulders pattern. Today, in the market video that I just put out, we were able to identify the low of the day on QQQ with a falling wedge and the high of the day with a rising wedge. And that was the trading day today. And so that wedge is useful for, again, it's just one pattern, but it can help pinpoint our entries and exits a lot better, I should say. And again, utilizing these patterns in addition to all the other base of foundation with price levels and with time frames is what I think then completes. That's then what makes a trader complete. And then from there, of course, establish your own personal trading style through experience. So I've taught a bunch of traders, obviously, over the years, and the successful ones now do it full time. Not one trader that I have taught that now does it full time trades the way that I do. They trade very similarly, they know the concepts, but they use a different moving average, or they like a different style of trade better. And so that tells me that it's a very personalized experience, and it has to happen through trial and error. So as an individual, you've got to be able to say, I don't like playing oversold bounces. I don't perform well for them. I much prefer to be looking for higher lows after a bounce has already taken place, and that's perfectly fine. But that has shown me through experience over the last 7 years of teaching people, it has shown me that I shouldn't be teaching people to do what I do. I should be teaching people how I do what I do. I should be teaching them the main concepts of technical analysis and trading. But it's also, you get to a certain point where you cultivate this information, and then it's releasing the butterfly into the wild and say, have at it, do your own thing. And Lori's a perfect example of this. If you watch Lori on the pregame live stream, you can tell that she knows what she's doing. And we have very different styles, but it all started from her observing me and watching my style and then shaping that in her own way. It's like clay, you're molding clay in your hands, and it's going to turn out different every time. And so the main driving point that I want to make here is once you have these 3 pillars down, these 3 major concepts down, then it's going out into the world on your own. And through trial and error, you learn about yourself. And that's when journaling comes into play. That's when reviewing your mistakes. We've got traders in the Chart Guys, and we have a channel dedicated to it where every day they come in and they're making a video or they're doing a write-up of how their trade went, things they did well, things they did not do well. And that's essential for establishing your personalized style for trading. So this is the PDF that I was just talking about, pretty much just a little bit more in depth of what I was talking about with the 3 pillars. And again, there's a nice little infographic in there for understanding what the time frames relations are. If I'm looking at the 15-minute time frame, I can zoom into the 2-minute. If I'm looking at the 4-hour, I can zoom into the 15-minute. And that's helpful to have, if you're trying to learn that concept, that is helpful to have, on a piece of paper right next to your computer as you are trading. So I just posted that link in the chat, and I will post that link in the comments of this video once it is no longer live. So check out that PDF if you are interested. It'll be emailed to you. And again, just going back to the entries and exits a little bit more in depth, going over the different indicators, the different patterns, those things come after establishing your trends and timeframes. And if you are a Chart Guys member, a current Chart Guys member, I did use the educational video about identifying trends with price levels because that is the most in-depth video that I've ever made on the subject. And trend flow chart. So there's a whole lot of stuff that you may have seen over the years, but organized in a way and explained where it's nice and sequential. And when I do the daily videos, I spatter in all these little tips and tricks and all this stuff related to technical analysis, but it's in such, a little small section of a 20-minute video. And this is just a lot of those concepts laid out in a much more organized manner to help with the flow of understanding what's most important. And then again, building blocks, building off of itself in terms of things you want to know first, and then things that come after that. So indicators and patterns coming after that, entries, how to make the entries, examples of poor entries, daily preparation, routine, and then connecting all the dots for the bigger picture. So those are our 3 courses. Again, the code is study40. You can buy them individual. You can buy them in pairs for even deeper discount. Let me know if you have any questions. I am now reading the YouTube chat room. Seeing if there's anything I've got to catch up on. Code study40, thank you. Gently press the like button, appreciate that. Courses are not currently included with membership. In the past, we've done, annual membership comes with a free course. But with the current promo that we just did, course is not included. We have, with membership, the membership is essentially our chat room, our live streams. We got at least 3 live streams a day. And there's a section of educational videos on a wide array of topics. But again, just not organized as flow. I keep wanting to say flow state. That's not the word. Not organized in the way that these courses are for maximum retention. It's like, an educational video on what does open interest mean in options, or how to understand correlation, things like that. So little one-off topics. So courses are separate from ChartGuys membership, which is chat room live stream stuff. Which platform do I use to short MARA? Fidelity. It often runs out of shares, and it has a lot more shares to short Riot. So there are times where I have to short Riot because there are no MARA shares available. What is the success rate of students? So that is, I don't have a firm number on that. It's definitely not the majority, because the trading is an extremely difficult game. And if you're not willing to put in 3 years bare minimum, you're not going to be a trader. So a lot of people wash out because they don't have the discipline and the motivation and the drive to commit that kind of time. So I'm not going to sit here and say that the majority of our students become successful traders, because that would be foolish to say, and nobody should believe that. But I do know that I personally know dozens of people that are full-time traders that we have taught and that claim that we have changed their lives. And so that is a driving force for me and for motivation. It's certainly not the majority, but there's enough of those people giving that feedback that I know we are doing a good thing and giving a good service. So the probabilities of becoming a full-time trader are definitely very low. But I certainly know it is possible, and we've got plenty of examples of people that I have now met multiple times at our meetups where that is the case for them. How long is a sale for? Goes for a week. Crown, yes. I always forget if there's an R in there or not. Eric Crown. Where do I sign up to join the live trading updates and alerts? Again, that's our regular ChartGuys membership. Different than the courses, but we're in there every day doing the live streams and stuff. And again, feel free to ask any questions as well. You go through the course, you take your notes. If there's a concept you are not clear on, email us in. Either myself or Toby will happily answer any questions that you have and have an open dialogue. I've got emails with people that have a 2-year thread at this point. And obviously I'm not answering every day because I've got a ton of stuff going on, but I'm very open, as you all know, to answering questions and responding to comments. Just started trading Bitcoin and crypto. I would suggest starting with the free course. Again, always starting with the free Intro to Technical Analysis course. It's very basic, but goes over the fundamentals of technical analysis. And then if you're interested in crypto, I would suggest crypto and entries and exits. And that's, yes, thanks for that as well. If you already purchased a course, so everybody that bought the old entries and exits course, we're not going to recharge you. Everybody just got that for free. There was a quote on the slide. So yeah, let me go back to this real quick. I'm not going to be able to find where it was. There was a quote. I think I made a video specific on that topic. anyways, it was a member, Ralphio, who had a mindset of how they establish their trades with regards to scaling in and scaling out of positions. And so if they enter their trade, they call their first third of the trade the guardian. They sell that fairly quickly to then establish that they're in control of the trade. I forget what they call the other names of the other two, but the second one is the protector, when they take profit on the second third of their position. And then the third one is, the runner. They're going to hold it until the other direction proves to them that they should exit the remainder of the position. And it was just a really good breakdown of an analogy of how to view the different chunks of a trade, of when you are scaling out of that trade. What kind of trader am I? I'm a day trader who shifted more into faster scalp trading once capital size grew after the 2017 crypto boom. And now I am shifting more into swing trading, definitely a ton of day trading still, but trying to improve my swing trading game and long-term investment game. This past year, I care more about treasury bills and I bonds and dividend portfolios than I ever have before. So I'm evolving as a trader and have been since day one. We have TheChartGuys members that have been members for 6 years in our 7-year life as a company, and they have watched me go from trading X amount of dollars to trading 20X amount of dollars as I have progressed as a trader. So again, that goes back to creating the first course and being proud of it, but then 5 years go by and I am a way different trader than I was when I made that course, which is why there was the update. If you have access to the courses, if you already have access to the courses, will you lose access? No, they're yours. Awesome to hear, Kevin, just becoming profitable consistently. Great to hear. Keep it up. Glad to hear, Commando. And that's the thing, people that have been watching for it's really the 2 to 3 year mark. Obviously, everybody is different with how much time they put in to being a trader. Some people are putting in 8 hours a day and treating it like a full-time job to learn, and other traders are putting in an hour a day around work. And that's obviously going to significantly differentiate how long it takes before things start to click. So when I talk about higher lows and lower highs, normally it takes people 2 to 3 months of watching the daily videos to start to grasp these concepts. So the thing that the biggest takeaway is just you have to give yourself patience and remind yourself that this is a long-term game. And the best analogy that I have is I was learning lessons in the penny stock Wild West in my first 3 years of trading, making mistakes, losing big, fortunately making more than I was losing, but plenty of big losses. And I thought in the moment, these are lessons that I'm learning now and they should be benefiting me now. I should be profiting from these lessons now. Like, where's the progress? And then fast forward 5 years and it's very clear, oh, the lessons that I was learning 4 years ago, I'm now reaping the rewards of those lessons. And so you have to go through these market cycles and learn the lessons from the previous cycle to then be able to apply it to the next cycle. In 2022, I did not have a good trading year. I had my worst trading year in 6 or 7 years because it was a different market environment, and I knew to slow my trading way down and take a step back. And I knew I'm not trying to hit a home run here. I'm not trying to have big bear gains in my first real bear market. I am here to observe. I am here to observe this bear market so I know that the next one that comes along in 3 years, 6 years, 9 years, whenever it is, then I'm going to smash that one. Just like in penny stocks, I didn't smash the 500 to 1,000% bull runs, but that lesson allowed me to smash crypto 2017. So view it in that kind of mindset. This stuff is going to benefit me in the market environment 3 years from now. And if you have that kind of patient mindset, it eliminates a lot of frustration. Because again, this is a marathon and it's a difficult game that requires a ton of time and effort. But if we consistently put in that time and effort, it can benefit us. During live streams, I only trade stocks. I have traded crypto in the past in the live streams, but I mean, this week I've pretty much only traded the crypto stocks in the live streams. But I would say it is mostly stocks because the live streams are centered around the market open. And if I'm trading crypto, which I haven't done, a couple months, but when I am trading crypto, it's usually in off-market hours. How often are the courses updated? So it depends. Again, the crypto courses are updated more because it's a rapidly changing environment. The Candlestick course won't be updated because it doesn't need updating. A candlestick is a candlestick, a doji is a doji. Entries and exits, as I mentioned, I just updated it with my 5 extra years of knowledge. So the crypto will be updated the most because it is most rapid. But there's no set schedule. And the next course, I'm going to be working on a course with 0 timeline because it's going to take a long time. Pretty much if I'm making a course, I have to give away 4 months of my weekends. And if I'm going to make a course, next is going to be advanced trading. And that's definitely the next one with a heavy dose of psychology and the importance of psychology. I mean, we could make just a psychology course and maybe that will be a thing one day. But I know the 2 most important concepts that I want to cover next are advanced trading, which is for people, year 5 plus, and psychology. Because psychology is the part that is, you can't grasp. It's not tangible. Candlesticks are tangible. Patterns are tangible. Indicators are tangible. Psychology is not tangible. It's the most difficult aspect of trading. And trying to put into words all those lessons and applying it to historical psychology, whether it's going back to Freud and Maslow's hierarchy of needs and all that. I mean, there's a lot of content to make a killer trading psychology course. So that's definitely on the horizon eventually as well. Should I invest 3 years into trading when AI is around the corner? So that's a good question. I don't have the answer. I would say yes, especially if you have to enjoy it, right? You have to enjoy trading. I didn't start trading because I wanted to be rich. I started trading because I didn't want a 9-to-5 and I enjoyed it, most importantly. You have to really enjoy this game and really enjoy numbers and patterns and all that stuff. So, someone asked me, why aren't you trying to develop a bot? I enjoy trading. Like I don't want to replace the thing that I enjoy. Eventually, I'm going to be trading a lot less, but this is my video game. I used to enjoy playing video games, back in college with my buddies. I haven't played a video game in 5 to 7 years because this is my video game. It's a video game with real life rewards. And so that's the way that I treat it. And that's why I'm putting in all this screen time. And I've got no screen time for online poker. I've got no screen time for GTA or whatever other virtual reality video game. AI is going to change trading, but there's still going to be price movement. We're still going to be able to track price, and we will have to adjust. I've been adjusting as a trader from day one. We always have to evolve. The way that I utilize Twitter right now in my trading and social media is completely different than 5 years ago. That is something that evolved in the trading space and required our pivot. And I talked about it today in a live stream, but you can watch a documentary about the floor traders, the dudes that are yelling and shaking paper. And you can watch, there's a documentary, The Pit, I think it's called, and it's on Amazon. And you can see these people that died with the dinosaurs because they did not adapt to the computers. So you go back to 1995 and you ask a trader, should I learn to trade with the computers right around the corner? Well, yeah, lean into it. Learn how to trade, embracing the computer, and then you've got an edge. So learn how to trade, embracing AI, being open to AI, looking for ways that AI can help us as traders, and perhaps that's the new edge that we can have as we head into the next handful of years. I also know that there's going to be, an AI stock boom eventually. Once we're through this bear market, AI stocks is going to be the next buzzword. It already is to a certain degree. And even if, AI is going to make trading more difficult in 5 years, there'll be money to be made off AI stocks in the meantime. There's always going to be something new. There's going to be anti-gravity technology stocks. There's going to be, psychedelic stocks eventually will have their day in the sun. So I don't think we should let anything hold us back from the possibility, I should say, from the opportunities that trading provides. Where do I trade crypto? Coinbase. Don't like it, but need that FDIC insurance. Thanks, Gonka Kaya. Makes sense, Commando. And again, it's referring it to a different language, right? Technical analysis is a different language. I'm speaking a different language, and all you have to do is ask the spouses of members or your partner if you watch my videos. It's gibberish. It's a different language, and it takes time. That's the time. How long does it take you to learn a different language, right? You've got to study the book. You've got to speak with someone. You've got to then go to the country if you want to go all in and learn through experience. Trading is like learning a language, and it requires that amount of time. You're not going to learn how to fluently speak Spanish in 4 months. Which courses talk about daily looking at time, about your daily looking at time frames? Not sure exactly what your question is, but this is recorded. You can rewatch it. I trade common shares. I do not like trading options. I did for a while, but I really disliked being wrong based on time. I was right on price, but I was wrong on time and I lost money. Did not like that. I like the hard stops that come with common shares. What do I think about the Indian market? Honestly, I've looked at the charts a handful of times, but I don't look at the Indian market much at all. Stick to the US markets for the most part, as there is a ton of opportunity there. Not to say there's not opportunity in Indian markets, but I'm sticking with the US. On crypto, do I cover longing and shorting at the same time? I don't think so specifically because many exchanges don't allow you to do that. But it would be the kind of thing where I would want to have a separate account. Maybe if I have a swing trading account in one place, or maybe my swing trade long term, I take the coins off the exchange and then I day trade around that. But again, that's one problem with crypto is these exchanges are so underdeveloped for full-time traders, where these OTCO, one cancels the other orders. They're rare in crypto. And I've been waiting 5 years for these orders, and we still don't have them in many places. Awesome to hear. Profitable in your first bear market. Good to hear. Vasil? You guys got some tricky names. Do I make most of my gains day trading or swing trading? Easily day trading. Not even close. Well, in the crazy crypto bull runs that we have, I'm definitely swing trading and making a bunch. But it's day trading. I was able to outperform Bitcoin from May of 2017 to the all-time high at 19,000 through day trading. Where, most people look at that and say, oh, if I just bought and held, I would have made more. That wasn't the case for me. Wow, Luciano on the floor at 18. The olden days. Lori's in the chat room. She does her morning stream. She does a midday stream. I think it's on Tuesdays. And she's constantly posting the news, talking about the trades that she's taking. But again, you don't want to be joining the Chart Guys membership, again, chat room, live streams, with the goal of following trades. It's nice to see them playing out and have examples, but again, that is not what the service is centered around. I talk about the trades as I'm taking them, but we're not a service to just follow trades. We are a service to teach trading and technical analysis, and our goal is for individuals to develop their own style and be independent as traders. Hey, Lori's in the room. Is the gaming chair essential? It's all right, but I wouldn't want to be on a stool or something like that. Again, it goes back to the amount of time that we're putting into this. We have to be, easy on our bodies. I see people that trade with a brick wall in front of them. I have no idea. I need to be able to look up and look at the birds and the water, and that is keeping my eyes from falling out of my head. There's a lot that that would be part of the psychology trading course, a whole section on, wellness of our health and our bodies. Because if our backs are breaking down, we're not going to be able to trade well. If we're sick, we're not going to be able to trade well. We've got to be eating healthy. We've got to be exercising. I'm about to wrap up this webinar and head to the gym. It's a lifestyle. It's all encompassing. What is a day maker for me? So it's changed significantly. 6 years ago, my day maker was a larger percent, but it was 10% of what it is now. So it was 10% of what it is now, but it was a larger percent of my account. So, right now, a day maker for me is maybe 0.1%, whereas back then it was maybe 0.3%. So it changes with time, and it changes with capital size and things like that. And it changes with goals. What's my goal? If I've hit all my goals and I'm now in cruise control and I'm trying to keep all my gains and trying to just add on some icing to the cake, then maybe I'm dropping down what my day maker is to slow down a little bit. And it also changes with the market environment. If we are in a euphoria market, I'm going to be pedal to the metal and going for more than if it's a choppy bear market. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. Ratio, do I trade stocks, futures, crypto? I trade stocks 99%. I'm just dipping my toes into futures, so eventually it'll be 90-10. I haven't traded crypto in a while, but now that Bitcoin confirmed the weekly uptrend, I'm now open to that more. The fees still suck in crypto. I've been trading MARA and Riot all week, both directions. And if I took all those exact same trades in crypto, I would be pushing $10,000 in fees this week. Maybe not that much, but at least $5,000 in fees. And that's such a difference versus fee-free trading. So I really need a reason to trade crypto over stocks if I'm going to trade crypto. And there are times where crypto is, 75% of my trading and stocks are 25%. But it always shifts with the market environments. Any videos or books that I recommend on psychology? Go on our YouTube channel. I got a whole video about those books that I recommend for psychology. So if you go to our YouTube, and I would suggest, have you all watched Lori's aha moments from 2022? She goes over the biggest. You got a year of Lori's trading summarized into this is the most important stuff that I learned. I would suggest going through these playlists, Market Psychology and Trading Lifestyle. We've got, 4 Q&As with me over the years. You can see how I've changed over the years. 3 Traits of a Successful Trader, Psychology and Mindset of a Trader. I think that's the book one. Yeah, so Psychology and Mindset of a Trader. I talk all about the books throughout my life that have helped prep me for becoming a trader. So again, go through, all these videos on YouTube are free. Just go to those playlists and go on down the line. All right, I appreciate you all tuning in. Thanks for the likes and the support and the shares. Love you all. Have a great Thursday. I'm going to do a crypto video at some point tomorrow. I'll see you then. Do good things.